Welcome back, Planeswalkers, to another episode of the Hive Mind. My name is Jon Dunning. This is the show where I traverse the multiverse in search of other prominent members of the Magic the Gathering community. And while you're out there traversing, why don't you head on over to cardsphere.com. That's right, cardsphere.com is the very best place to buy, sell, and trade your paper Magic the Gathering cards online. While you're out traversing, why don't you head on over to inkedgaming.com, enter a promo code HiveMindMTG to receive 10% off your purchase. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest, planeswalking in from South Carolina, the very popular Magic Arena streamer and producer of the Playset podcast. I have Ellie of the Veil. Thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Also, I'm glad that you mentioned that I produced a Playset podcast, because that reminds me that I need to edit an episode to them.
That's what I'm here for. So I saw that you attended Magic Fest 2019. Was that your first time in the Nevada desert?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. It was. That's a hot place. It's hot.
Well, I know the South gets quite warm, but I mean,
No.
This is a furnace, right?
No, this is different. This isn't like the South is like hot, but like kind of humid. It's the kind of heat where you can take a nap outside with like some tea next to you or something, you know, like on your porch or whatever. This is, you're gonna die. This is the surface of Mars. Actually, I think Mars is cold.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, but you know what I'm saying.
We'll go Mercury. We'll go Mercury.
Whatever.
It's right next to the sun.
This is in the shadow of the sun. I don't know. Like, it's hot. It is so hot. I stepped out of the airport when I got there, and I knew it was going to be hot. I knew it was. I was like, okay, it's going to be a dry heat, though. I listened to all that nonsense that people talk to me about dry heat not being that bad. I step out of the airport, and I swear to God, it was like all of the hydrogen and oxygen just immediately evaporated. And I just, like, couldn't breathe.
Yeah. It is a punch. Like, it literally feels like you're punched in the face when you walk off an airplane and you hit that July Vegas heat. It's so intense and it's so, like, invasive. Like, I almost was offended every time I walked outside. And I lived there for 22 years. Like
22 years? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was just the worst. You know, everywhere has air conditioning, which is takes the edge off a little bit, but it's unlike here, like in the Pacific Northwest, I'm still warm, even though it's like 80 degrees outside or even like 70 degrees outside, because there's no air conditioning up here.
What do you mean there's no air conditioning?
I know, right? There's these tiny little space heaters on the floors, but there's no like centralized air conditioning, which is like, it freaks me out. And it gets to like 85, 90 degrees, so it's not like dry heat either.
That's so weird. I mean, like, I like it warm. Don't get me wrong. I keep my house at like 77 degrees or whatever, so I'm pretty happy between like 77 and 85. But I can't do Vegas like that. That's another thing. Like, I want to be so rich that I get a vacation home somewhere else in the summer. And so if I lived in Vegas, that's what I would spend my money on, is getting a house somewhere else. Right. So I can just evacuate for 4 months.
The opposite of a snowbird, like a firebird.
Yeah, I'm like, did nobody tell them that the world is on fire? Like, why are y'all still here? The world is burning and you're still out here. It's 110 degrees at 8 a.m. What are you doing?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
The one thing I do miss about Vegas is it is such like a melting pot culturally, so I miss the food. I miss the food so bad because you could get good Mexican food, you could just get like good Italian food. There's just, everything is kind of at your fingertips. Here, not so much. Did you get any good eats while you were there?
Oh, I did get some good eats. I went to a sushi place with my friend Athena and her husband Eric, and then they also took us to a steakhouse, which was pretty good.
Do you remember the name?
I had the steakhouse was some strange name. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
But it was really weird because I don't know if I should say this. Actually, I don't know if I should say this.
Okay. Super Speakeasy Steakhouse. Yeah,
I'm gonna. No, it was like, okay. So the waitresses were dressed kind of dressed like Aunt Jemima, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
okay.
this was made for very old white people that I would never talk to.
I know.
Because I was like, you don't really have your servers dressed like Aunt Jemima? For real? Like the whole, like, I'm talking about like long sleeves, high collar with the scallop thing, and then, hello, my cats decided to join us.
Hello.
And then like with an apron, and it was and stockings, like it was very, very intense.
Oh boy. What were you just like, why are you taking me here?
Yeah, I was, because I don't even eat steak. But I mean, it was good. Like we had dinner with Gavin Verhey and this like a bunch of really cool people. But the food was good. I was just the ambiance was very odd. I felt it was odd. I don't know. Maybe I'm from the South, so I'm more sensitive to that. But I was just like, this is weird.
This is a time capsule that you don't want to be in.
Spoon.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Wicked Spoon?
I have not been to Wicked Spoon. Oh, is that the ice cream spot?
No, it's like a buffet brunch place that's in the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, sure.
That word's very hard to say, by the way.
Yeah.
It was delicious. We had brunch, and there you have bottomless mimosas, which was a terrible idea, but I did it anyway.
I smell Nick Prince all over this.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, actually, yes, that would be correct.
Right.
I was with
He's
Nick
the brunch
Prince.
king, yeah.
I was with Nick Prince and a bunch of other people, and we stayed there for like, there's like a 2-hour limit. We were there for at least 4 hours. But it was like so good. You could have like breakfast like with like tomatoes and mozzarella and like balsamic reduction, or you could have like eggs however you want it, or like jerk chicken. Like there was everything, and I was very, very happy. And I ate way too much, and I drank way too much.
All the mimosas.
But the food was worth.
Yeah, for sure. See, I used to work at Caesar's Palace in food and beverage, so I was very loyal to the brand, I guess. Now I don't give a crap because I don't work there anymore. But I would always go to like Bacchanal buffet. So they all say that the buffets are different, but it kind of all is this. Like a Vegas buffet is its own institution. That's what you could walk 5 feet, you could go get Japanese food. You could walk another 10 feet, go get good Mexican food or eggs or whatever. The point is to get the mimosas flowing, and that's the important part.
There was a lot of. I might have also mixed in tequila, which may have been my actual downfall.
Oh,
unsure. Pretty sure I had like 2 bottles of champagne and then some tequila. It was messy. Got a little messy.
You know what? It's how cliche, but it's
like
Vegas, right?
I slept from like 2 to like 10 o'clock or something. I had to go to a dinner. I was there for 30 minutes and then I left because I was like, I'm still full and I'm still kind of, messy. It was funny.
Well, that's why everyone goes out at night. Why Vegas has such a great nightlife is because no one wants to go outside in that, like you're walking around under a magnifying glass. But the trick is though, or it's not the trick. It's the trick that Vegas plays on you. It's still hot as hell at nighttime. So there's no escape.
Oh yeah. You think it's gonna cool off? No.
Nope.
No, it's good. It's still 90 degrees.
Yeah. And
it's midnight. And I'm like, where's the sun is on the other side of the world.
It doesn't care.
I don't know where the sun is actually, but because I don't know physics and stuff, but like, or geography, whatever that falls under. But, like I was walking to like my Uber, like from my hotel room to my Uber, and I was just like,
yeah.
Immediately dead. All my makeup sweated off. It was really bad.
So hot weather aside, what was the best part or some fun experiences you had at and around the events? And would you ever consider going back?
I'm actually considering moving to Vegas.
Oh.
So yes. Short answer, yeah. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's like a lot. I mean, it's a really cool place. Yeah. Even outside the strip, it's just kind of like a nice ambiance, even though I'm pretty sure all the homes on the southwest corner or side, like quadrant or whatever, is like built by the same builder because they're all the same. But no, I like the place a lot. I really enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing my friends. I haven't seen a lot of them in a while since LA, so I got to see my friends like Athena, who she also does content for Wizards, and Jess, and they really make up a big part of things I enjoy. So I just, rather than like the Magic itself,
right?
Because Magic is good. Magic is great. It's a good game. I like it. But I mostly like hanging out with like people instead, like more than anything. So
yeah.
I went to the Commander party, which was actually a lot of fun. I played. I can't remember which deck I got. It was the Jeskai one.
Off the new set, the new Commander, newish now. And
yeah.
We have so many spoiler seasons, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it is. It does get hard. It does get hard. Yeah, it was the Jeskai one, and I wasn't crazy about it, but I just enjoyed like seeing people and hanging out. So the Commander party was fun. The brunch was obviously
back to the brunch.
After the brunch,
yeah, got a little hazy.
I really enjoyed, actually, something I enjoyed about the GP itself is I really enjoyed the panels that were there. I hope they continue to do those, and I hope people take advantage of them. There were a bunch of content creators who did like a content creation panel with Michelle from Wizards, and that was really like fun and valuable. Like Gavin was on several panels just talking about card design. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. Because there's a lot more to Magic than just the actual game itself.
Absolutely.
I think to me the most interesting parts are the kind of the context. The context is like the most interesting part. So how cards are made, or how people, get into showing their passion, which is usually through content or some other thing. So I really, really like the panels. I know that's kind of like I don't know if that's like a nerdy or whatever part of me that just like wants to sit in reverent silence and listen to people who I really enjoy just talk. But I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, I went to. Back then it was GP Vegas in 2017, and I was literally there just to give like Sam from Ristic Studies a hug, like, and meet some artists and stuff. That's exactly what I go for. I don't play in any like events or anything like that. So I saw that you won a really big card, right? Did you win a raffle? I did.
Yeah, at the Commander party, I got a like a big Plains.
Nice.
Like an oversized Plains. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. Okay. But I'm not really into shipping stuff.
Right.
Like, I will ship maybe inappropriate couples in TVs and books, maybe.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Zuko and Katara. But anyway, besides that.
I feel it.
Katara for life. I don't really like shipping physical things, and I didn't want to take it on the plane, so I ended up
bring it on the plane, like.
Yeah, like just walking down the aisle would be totally fine. No one's gonna get pissed at this. And then I gave it to my friend Michelle, and then she ended up giving it to Shivam.
Oh, cool.
Shivam Bhat, yeah. So he got it, which is really awesome. I'm glad somebody who really loves that kind of stuff got it. I do want an oversized card, so hopefully I win another one at some point. But also, if I'm just being honest, I'm more of a swamp kind of person.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Plains is like the very opposite of anything I'm interested in Magic.
Put those two together. Now you really got something special, though. Orzhov for life and death. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And there it is.
That's how it works.
The one thing that I really wanted to be at was Alex Kessler and Ben Bateman from Masters of Modern did like a movie trivia schmodown version of Magic trivia, and I know like Gavin Verhey was in it, Matt Tabak. Yeah,
I didn't get to go to that. I wanted to, but
that was what I wanted to go to.
I heard about that. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think next time I'll do differently when I go on an excursion like Vegas is to really plan. I'm really bad at planning, but to plan what it is that I want to do and see, just so I don't like miss stuff in like my ADHD-ness where I'm like, oh, what's happening now?
And
it was basically what I did.
Yeah.
And mimosas. As long as we have mimosas, we're fine. No, I'm going to be a responsible-ish adult next time.
All right. We're now knee-deep in Throne of Eldraine spoiler season. At the time of this recording, anything jump out at you yet that you can't wait to sleeve up, digitally or otherwise? And it doesn't just have to be, oh, this looks like a really spiky card, or, this interaction's super cool. It could just be like a piece of art that kind of jumps out to you. Anything.
Well, I will say, I was at dinner with Gavin, and he was talking about Throne of Eldraine even before the spoilers came out. And he was just like, listen, I know this is something you expect me to say, but I think we did a really, really great job, and I'm excited about it.
That's awesome.
And he was so excited. And so then I was instantly primed, ready. Okay, Gavin says it's good. I'm sure it's good. And it is. It's been really, really... I think these spoilers have been really, really good. I usually, when spoiler seasons, I mostly am looking at the general feel of the set, the art, the flavor text, kind of things. If I'm looking at it for EDH, I'm kind of looking at it for a more casual view, and I've been very, very impressed with the themes that I've been seeing. The art is astounding. I am, bear with me, slightly disappointed that Seb McKinnon hasn't done every single piece of art. I'm let down. I'll just be honest.
Sure. I'm
let down by the art department. I don't know why Seb McKinnon didn't do every piece.
Do every single piece. He'd be very busy.
Literally every single piece.
Right.
I just don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Seb is great. I would have liked to see Rebecca Gay come back.
Oh God, yes.
Because this is her wheelhouse, right?
Yes.
If you're gonna get Rebecca Gay art, this is the one set to do it in. But I mean, my boy Titus Lentner, he's just my dude. So I love the few pieces that I've seen from him. He does a great job.
Yeah, I will say I'm being definitely hyperbolic about Seb McKinnon. I'm just such a big fan. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of Rebecca Gay, but I have loved a lot of the art from other people as well. Yeah. Titus included. As for cards themselves, I really like the Merfolk Emery, Lurker of the Loch.
Yes.
I like that card for, definitely for EDH, because I really like I play mono blue artifacts in EDH.
Oh, jeez.
Because I understand.
I thought we could be friends. I guess not.
No, it's okay. I only play, I don't know why I love Memnarch so much and why I like playing artifacts, but I do. God. And I understand it's not super fun for people to play against.
As long as
so I'm always fun. Listen, if you're salty with me, I don't really mind. I'm super used to it, and I'm that's understandable. I get it. I really get it. I'm sorry.
Thanks. Bye. Yeah.
If I loved anything else, I would.
Sure.
I would do it. But I really like Emery. I like that ability. I feel like she has constructed potential because it's kind of a busted ability. You just have to tap her.
Yeah.
And you can play whatever. It's not like you have to play additional mana to tap her and then do it. So there's that. Granted, you can't cast every single card unless you untap her somehow.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if there are many effects of untapping creatures whenever, something is cast.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to think of all the ways to abuse that. I'm going to think of all the ways to abuse that. So I really like her. I like Garrick. Out of the Planeswalkers I've seen, I really like Garrick.
Super interesting, right?
Yeah. It's a solid black-green 6-mana Planeswalker. I'm down with it. I like being able to zero and being able to zero and just have 4 power on the board is just nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is, but it's nice.
Kind of feels like Elspeth Sun's Champion a little bit from Theros.
Yeah, I think Elspeth Sun's Champion for Theros was busted, or it's just very, very, very good.
Teferi's busted. She was very good.
Yeah, Teferi's that's true. But Elspeth was really good just at that time because of her ability to just being able to sweep the board was just nice, real good. Oh God, I just remember that we're gonna have baby Teferi for another year and a half or something.
How has no one put baby face on his face on Teferi's face yet? How has this not happened? Like, can we do this while we're doing this episode on Twitter so we can get a million likes?
I think we should. Let me go into my meme-maker. Meme maker. Just like do that.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, all the people know, probably very few people would get it, because how many people know Baby is? I don't know.
I am really old, so maybe that's. I don't know why you get it. You know.
I don't know. I had a black stepfather once. I don't know.
There you go. Man, I was so looking like. I think even Wizards kind of feels a little awkward now, because remember when they originally spoiled this set, and the key art, almost you could say, or one of the very early art pieces was that gingerbread man. And then they're just like, oh crap, it's not that good. So then they're just like, here's King Arthur, and here's all this stuff. Like, forget about the damn gingerbread man. And then they just spoiled it, I think today or yesterday, and it's just like a meh card. And I'm like, oh my god. All my friends and I have just been like thinking about like the color identity for this card and what is it going to do? Is it going to be a planeswalker? And it's just like a raging goblin that you could sack for. It's like a raging goblin married to bottle gnomes. And I'm like, that's it? Oh no.
Listen, it's a gingerbread man.
Ginger brute.
You have some high standards, high expectations for a gingerbread.
It's not going to be in any standard.
It's a very fragile thing. I don't know. I played the Brawl decks, the Brawl event on Arena, and I really enjoyed it. Tulane is busted.
Right. That's the consensus.
Yeah. I think 1v1 is just brutal.
Yeah.
Like 1v1, that deck is super brutal. Probably multiplayer, it gets a little easier, a little more fun to experience, but it is brutal 1v1.
Yeah.
But I like the artifact deck, the fairy artifacts, and then I like the Jund Dragon one. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names.
It's the Prince Dragon guy, Duder man.
Yeah, the cursed Dragon King or whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
The nerds will know what we're talking about.
Yeah, nerds.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know stuff.
Let's talk about the trailers real quick, because I'm loving the new cinematic trailers that WotC is producing. The War of the Spark trailer definitely tugged at the heartstrings. However, the new trailer featured not only moments of excitement, comedy, but also characters suffering emotional loss. And yes, I know that they're just cookies, but cookies have dreams and hopes too. Damn it!
I really like this direction that the marketing kind of department is doing, like making these, putting in the time to make these trailers. I loved the War of the Spark trailer. I thought it was really, really good. I mean, just excellent, very done. And then this too was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, this is kind of, at first I didn't know what this was. I was like kind of confused what this was for.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my god, it's so great. And then I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm going to go eat cookies to console myself.
Maybe eat a Fig Newton next time. Yeah, because these cookies have feelings.
These cookies have feelings. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. I like that I like marketing a lot, so I like to see... Magic has been around for how old am I? I'm 26. Magic's been around for about 26 years. And hasn't changed. I mean, it's changed a lot, but it feels like the changes that need to happen are kind of slow, a little bit sluggish. So I like that they're doing trailers and movie trailers and giving a different aspect to it. It's just a lot of fun. There's like tons of different ways to enjoy the game and let other people enjoy the game. So I've enjoyed it, and I hope they keep making them.
Yeah, I feel like it's a nice precursor to what's coming with the Magic animated series on Netflix, which, you know, every time I see, like when I saw War of the Spark, I showed that to my wife and kids, and half of the people that I live with that I made don't care about Magic. You know, they're just like, yeah, whatever, you know.
You're nerd, Dad.
But then, like, yeah, exactly. But then go play with your cards in the corner, Dad. While I'm rocking and petting my cat also. I showed them the War of the Spark trailer, and they're just like super into it. Like they were just like, "Oh, what's this show? Like I'll even watch this with you." I'm like, "Oh no, my friend, it's not a show." Like that's how good they did.
Yeah.
And now with this, even though it's a little like heavy-handed with the Shrek vibe,
Fire up the ovens, Muffin Man. We've got a big order to fill.
it was still really enjoyable, and it just really gets me even more pumped to see this Netflix series.
Oh, same. I really hope that they kind of bring that same energy. I mean, when that trailer came out, I was like, wait, is this how they're announcing the Magic movie that we've always wanted?
Right. Because
I want one, okay? And I know I have friends like in my town who are Magic players or were Magic players, and they've wanted like an Urza movie forever. And that's their favorite, like, Planeswalker or whatever. I'm just like, no offense. I'm kind of down on Urza. No offense. If y'all don't know who Urza is, like, if you're not a lore person, that's totally fine and that's totally cool. Please take my word for it when I say he's a jerk.
Yeah.
All of the time.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. Like, you think Jace is obnoxious? No. Urza is so obnoxious. He just, like, blows up planes because, like, why not? Like, whatever. I mean, let's just do this thing because I'm cool. I can do it. I'm going to kill my brother while I'm at it. I like that they're doing newer stuff in terms of, like, the movie series. I think is going to be about the Gatewatch. I would watch a War of the Spark movie. I would just watch that movie.
And it would have to be better than the book. Unfortunately, and I don't like talking crap about that book. It's anybody doing anybody doing like a creative thing like that. It's so hard to write. It's so hard to make stuff. I am such an apologist, I know, but that book stunk. And it's just like, there used to be really good Magic novels like back in the day.
Yes,
like
I have them.
Yeah.
I have them. I have the Lorwyn novels, and I have like Time Spiral. Yeah, I have them.
They were good, right? Like they were just so good books.
Yeah, I don't know what the shift is. There seems like there's kind of a shift in terms of content, like that side of Magic, where there's like less substance.
Yeah.
And that was my my experience with the book when I read it. I got in like it was in 6 sentences, and I was just like, shit. This is
not for me.
This is like for a person like who I felt like it's for somebody much younger than me. Sure. Who has maybe never read any kind of fantasy novel before. Mm-hmm. So it was just it was like a little bit too campy. Yeah. So I really didn't like that. I could go to Wattpad if I wanted that kind of thing. No offense. All right, that was rude. Okay, that was rude. Fine. Fine, that was rude. But that was my sense when I got from the book. So I really hope that the movies, or like if they ever do movies, but this television series on that comes out is done really well. Right. If for no other reason but to not hear people complain about it on Twitter.
Let me just say this: the Russo brothers could have done anything after Endgame and Avengers and all the things they're doing. The fact that they chose to do this thing says a lot. I won't just crown it already, I'm not just gonna be like, it's already preordained that this is gonna be the best thing ever, but I just think that it has the right amount of right people behind it to succeed.
So far for sure. I mean, I don't know how many people came out complaining. I mean, we can get big brain and kind of snooty and talk about the flaws of superhero movies or whatever. I hate it when people get super cerebral about movies and stuff, and critics. But regardless, they have made great movies, or ones that are widely received and are popular and a lot of fun to watch. So if they bring that, just the fact that they're already on board means a lot to me as well. So it's like, that's a good sign. This isn't like a director. Maybe I'm not like, if this was like an M. Night Shyamalan. Sorry, I say his name wrong because I can't stand him.
It's a twist. The ending is actually Hearthstone. That would be an M. Night Shyamalan version of a Magic movie.
Yes. It says a lot when the people the people who are on the project matter. It speaks to, especially, you just look at the record and you see what they've done, and if it's, you kind of get a hint of how it's going to go. So I am happy with how it seems like it's going to go. We'll just see what the rest of the budget entails. I don't know.
Sure. Another thing, like, I don't want to dive too much into it, but it's Disney's leaving the Netflix platform, so they are also kind of going all in on their own IPs and, you know, their own original content. So that's another thing. It's not only like the Russo brothers name behind it, but it's also like Netflix is kind of all in on this thing too. So again, it doesn't mean that it's perfect already out the gate. Like I still want to watch it, of course, but I'm extremely excited, and it's not like it's going to be the Dark Tower where I go in there after like reading these books for like 20 years, and I go in there and just couldn't talk out of anger for like 2 days after watching
LOL,
it.
Mia Game of Thrones. Mia Game of Thrones.
That's a funny segue, because that's how you and I first started interacting, was through Game of Thrones character color identities.
Yeah, that is true. We were talking about characters and Game of Thrones. I actually had a friend who was working on a cube. I don't know if they ever actually finished it, but they were working on a cube that was just all their custom cards, and it was like Game of Thrones based. And
that's awesome.
We were like we were arguing for like ever about the color identities of different characters. Because I'm like, especially, I think we were arguing about Sansa forever,
right?
And Cersei. We were arguing about Cersei for a long time too. Yeah. I always like kind of want to think. I think if I ever do YouTube content, I'm definitely having a YouTube video about that, even though maybe it's in 2 years and nobody knows about Game of Thrones, or nobody will ever watch it. I don't care. I just feel the need to like go through it in video form and be like, okay, if Walder Frey is in a guild, what guild is he in? Or like, what's his color identity? I just like want to go through it. Because it's a really interesting mental exercise, because it makes you think about what the colors are always doing. If you've ever listened to the Ride to Work podcast,
Drive to Work, yeah, Drive
to Work. I used to listen to that podcast, and I really enjoyed when Morrow was talking about the different color identities and the personalities, and it was kind of cool to personify magic that way. So
that's how I got into wanting to be a podcaster host in general, was listening to Drive to Work, because I love I used to like bug him on Tumblr all the time, and I don't know if he still does kind of talk back to his fans. I'm sure he does, but that was always fun. I would always just like throw out, okay, Batman, and then he would, maybe sometimes he would answer my question. But yeah, it is very, like, you think Game of Thrones, like, everyone's a jerk, so it's like a lot of them already have like, a lot of black in their color identity, but there are some that, like a Tyrion, where he shows like such a character arc, and not just from the show, but also from the books as well. Like I like how a lot of them had they were ever changing as far as what color identities they were associated with.
Yeah, I think too, after when you first, my perspective on stuff has changed in terms of like those characters and thinking about it. Because I used to think of like Sansa as like, I think I used to think of her as just like white, kind of basically just white. Because that's kind of like what I would imagine a princess type girl to be. But it's not actually true. When I thought about it, when I really thought about Sansa, I was like, no, she's actually always been blue, hasn't she? She's always been kind of blue, and maybe white might be her secondary color, but she's definitely always been blue, because she's always been really smart, always been very cunning. Even like when she was in like season 1, when Joffrey and Arya have their first altercation. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, it's at the time you're like, oh, that's really crappy that she wasn't honest about, about what happened. But like, if it makes total sense, she was trying to get the crown, man. She's not going to get the crown if she betrays the husband. She knows what's up.
Right.
She knows what's up. So I don't know. So I like, just like, again, it's like a mental exercise. It makes me think more about magic, but then also whatever it is that I'm looking at, it makes you think about that differently too.
Yeah, I find myself doing that to not just Game of Thrones characters, but just people in general in life and and other characters and other IPs, of course. But it is once Magic is kind of, it becomes part of your fabric, you kind of use it and employ it at different aspects of your life, which is so funny because like what other game is doing that? Like you're not walking around looking at people like they're Monopoly pieces. It's like, maybe.
Listen.
Yeah.
Maybe like, sometimes. It's like, oh, you're particularly capitalistic. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Let's talk about your streams. I love the vibe quite a bit. Very laid back, very relaxed. Yeah. How you interact with your fans, and even what I witnessed, how they reciprocate, because that's, I watch a lot of streamers, and sometimes the streamers are one way, but their fans, not so much toxic, but just, aren't on the same level. But you kind of, it seems like you get back a lot of what you give, which is cool, because you give this really inviting, relaxing environment in your streams. How naturally did streaming come to you?
So it's funny because I don't think streaming comes naturally to me at all. It's actually quite difficult for me to do. And I find myself struggling with it like most of the time. Like when I'm streaming, I'm like internally struggling because I have, streaming's very, very difficult, just to be clear. Last week when I was streaming, it was my birthday on Friday. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stream every day. Like a birthday week stream is going to be great. I don't know how people stream full time. I don't get it. It's so hard. It takes a lot out of you. But I'm fortunate that at least the people that have been drawn to my content so far are really nice, very supportive. They're very friendly, and they'll chat with me, and it's like nice because they kind of act as like a buoy, it's and kind of keep me up when I'm tilted or I'm frustrated or I'm just like not having a good day. So I really, really appreciate that. I mean, they named themselves the Snack Pack, which is amazing. I eat fruit snacks all the time on stream because like I'm constantly hungry. Like right now, I could probably eat another buffalo.
Another buffalo?
Well, I eat a lot. I'm a growing girl. So in general, streaming didn't really come naturally to me, but I have been very lucky, I think, to try to be as genuine as I can be. And I'm very lucky that the people who have been drawn to me are also seem very genuine and seem really, really nice. It makes streaming, it's a big difference. And I'm still small. Like I'm definitely still a very small streamer, and I'm okay with that. Obviously I want to grow. I want to have a bigger community that's supportive, that's just as supportive and friendly as it is now. But I'm fine taking that in pieces and like going slow. I do like to entertain though. Like I like to make people laugh if I can. I like joking around. I like talking to people. So streaming kind of gives me an outlet for that. And I'm not a traditional like Magic grinder. I don't go to big events usually. I don't go to like Star City. It's just not or I don't even go to local events. It's just not a practical thing for me. But I still love Magic, and I still want to show that I enjoy and I love it. So again, that streaming has drawn me in that way as well. I think I've been helped by like kind of being slightly goofy and weird and or whatever, and then wanting to make people laugh. So that helps with streaming. I still struggle just like everybody else. I think with content creation, just with streaming, it's kind of a nerve-wracking thing. You want people to like you, but you don't want to be fake. So it's like it's a little tense. I'm just tense talking about it. Just like, oh God, I'm so anxious.
I saw Pleasant Kenobi. He came in one of your streams the other night. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah,
he's really fun. I do love when people come in, just even if it's not to like watch me for a long time, even if it's just to say hi, it just means a lot. So Pleasant Kenobi came. It was last week. I think also last night, Becky Adelman came in. Nice. She's a Mean Valagate girl.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, she's super awesome, and she's so nice. She's so nice. I love it when my friends come to see me, and so yeah, when Pleasant Kenobi stopped by, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna talk about fish and chips now, which we did. Yeah. When I get visited by cool people I respect.
Nice. What are some of your personal goals as far as being a streamer for MTG on Twitch?
You know, I really look up to people. I have a hard time with plans and I have a hard time with goals, which might be why I am how I am today, but it's fine. I really look up to people like Jamie Rigotti. I really enjoy her content. And so I'm kind of looking to go in that sort of direction. I don't know if full-time is not exactly what I mean necessarily by that, just because, to be flat out honest, content creation is poverty most of the time.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You can't live off of just,
right.
At least I can't. I have student loans, so I can't, I'm definitely going to be full-time and doing content, that's just how my life is going to be, and I'm cool with that. But in terms of streaming, I really want to just get consistent, get to a place where I can be consistent with the number of days I'm streaming a week. I would like to branch out from Arena and also go to do some Moto content. I really love Legacy. It's the only paper Magic I play.
Oh, nice.
So, well, I guess I have played Modern before, but I do want to stream some Legacy stuff too, just to switch it up, because Arena's great. Arena's lovely to look at. I love to look at Arena. I'm gonna make a lot of play mistakes when I go back to Moto, but you always want something different. And until there are eternal formats on Arena,
right?
I'm just, I just want to change it up.
If you could kind of like wave a magic wand and have everything on Arena, would you? Or do you like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Arena's still in beta for good reason. There's some tweaks. I'm a little nervous about putting certain kinds of gameplay in it because I don't know how it'll really go. Mm-hmm. Especially with like some of the triggers and things like that, or
right.
Get very complicated. But if I could wave that wand, I would put it all on there. I think it'd be really nice to do.
Absolutely. I think putting Brawl on there was a good first step. Not only, did they really want to push that format, but I think it was, it just shows again, Commander and all that is, of course, like the darling of the ball. Like that is what most players, I think, at this point really, at least the casual players, which makes up like the biggest part of the fan base, right? Like,
I mean, it's a big part.
Huge.
It's a big enough part to where there are definite slots that are, it gets bigger and bigger. There's your yearly Commander product, and then in every set, you're going to have cards that, which is clearly being more careful, mm-hmm. More considerate, I should say, towards the format and how they're designing cards. They're not just like making it all willy-nilly. They're like really thinking about Commander more. Getting more spaces at events is big. Like, I think it was really awesome to see Channel Fireball include like that Commander zone. Yep. I really hope that gets incorporated everywhere, just because even though it's a casual format, they deserve to have a place to play at big events. So
it's crazy how much Commander has grown even in the past couple of years, where mm-hmm. you'd go to like, at least where I was playing, and it was a pretty spiky environment where I was playing in Vegas, but you'd show up to these events like pre-releases or even like Friday Night Magic or a big event, and then there'd be the one Commander table in the background.
Yeah.
Now it's like that is the event, and that's cool because it's such a cool format, such a cool icebreaker to it's just like, no matter where you come from, you could kind of sit down, and Commander kind of becomes a universal language no matter who you are or where you're from.
It's true. Unfortunately, because of how I like to play Magic.
Yeah, then you slap down Memnarch and they're like, no.
I mean, I played other decks besides Memnarch. I just always go back to it. I think I started out, my first Commander deck was Goblins.
Oh, nice.
It was Krenka. That was my first Commander deck, and that was always that was fun. And then I played Sliver Overlord. Yes, that deck was dope and disgusting and very annoying. It was not fun to play against.
No, it's not.
It was great though. It was a lot. Well, at least my LGS is LGS is in my area at the time. I don't have any anymore, but they were not big fans. But I played I don't know. I just like how diverse it is. It's like a creative thing too to deck build. I don't really deck build for standard or modern, or I don't really brew there. But I love brewing in Commander.
Right.
Because it's nice. You just have this creature and you just let that be your guidepost, and it's nice for me to do that. So. Yeah.
For sure. Let's talk about how you were a producer of the very popular podcast, The Playset, featuring the likes of Emma Handy, Allie Warfield, and others. What does your role for the show entail?
So I am the producer. So it just means that I do the editing, I run the Patreon page, I kind of keep the wheels on the cart, so to speak. I prompt whenever. I don't schedule the sessions, like recording sessions or anything, but I prompt them and stuff like that. I really like to be hands off in terms of the content, like you said. So Emma Handy's on it, Allie Warfield, Jess Estefan, and Emily Carrick, and all of these women are very good at Magic and really good thinking about Magic. Like Emma has an amazing brain. And I just love listening to her talk about Magic and explain things. Just being on a hangout is another experience altogether. Just watching her do things and listening to her.
It's like a college class. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's just so intense. It's amazing. And then same thing, like Jess Estefan, she's in the MPL. She knows what she's talking about. She doesn't get to, because she travels so much, it's harder for her to be on, but every time she is, I'm super happy. I'm like, yay, I get to edit an episode, Jeff. I let them, they know what they're talking about. So they usually are pretty good about picking the topics that they want to talk about, that they feel like are either the most relevant or what they're interested in, what they're thinking about then and there. And so, and I just put it all together. I just make it happen.
Nice. And this is the second iteration of the cast. How has this show managed to flourish as opposed to the also popular V-Click cast?
Yeah. I think, the chemistry's better. I would say the chemistry's a little bit better. It's easier to manage. The V-Click had 5, and that's a lot. And it's hard to manage. It's hard to coordinate. And then it's hard to get a good rhythm with your castmates when you get to that point. And so with the playset, they kind of are more cohesive. They all have good chemistry. There's no issue with that. And they've just been able to talk about the things that they're comfortable talking about without, any issue. So I think, technically, if you look at the numbers themselves, the V-Click had more listeners. But usually what happens with podcasts is you have your first episode and presumably you marketed it reasonably well.
Sure.
That'll have your most listens. And then you'll see about a third to a half, following that, until it gets to a point where you've kind of built that audience and gotten your audience in, and that takes some time. So with the playset, by the numbers, they have less listeners, but I think they just do better content. Yeah, I would just say it's just better in general, just by listening to them. Sure. It's more cohesive. You can understand it a lot better. So in that sense, I think they have flourished and they have done a really, really good job. And the great thing about content is if you just make it and you talk about it and it's good, people will listen. And so I don't have to hear any strange feedback about, I don't understand this. Y'all just talk 20 minutes about nothing. So
any chance in the future for you to step out of the producer's chair and sit in front of the mic? Do it.
I don't know. I get asked that question. I get asked that question a fair amount of time. I have been on a couple episodes of the playset. If I do ever step in front, get out from behind, don't get me wrong, I like being behind the scenes. It's kind of more of my style. I'm a little more comfortable, quiet, which probably doesn't make sense with streaming and my perceived personality, but kind of actually a quiet person. So
Sure.
I like being behind the scene. But if that opportunity presents itself and I'm on the same page with, whoever's doing it, yeah, I'm definitely open to it. I just haven't been aggressively looking for it because I'm pretty happy doing what I'm doing. So. And
it's a great cast, and you guys are all doing a fantastic job. So, listeners of this show, please go check out the Playset, because it is just a really fantastic show with a lot of brilliant magic minds behind it, which is awesome.
They're brilliant. I don't know if you know this, but Allie Warfield.
She is on a tear lately, right?
Yeah, she is. That's because she's dope. She's pretty awesome. She's pretty smart. She's big smart. Yeah, they're all doing really well. So
we have come to the part of the episode where we're at the game. Face the D.
We're at the game.
We're at the game. So Ellie has a spin down, and so if you're new to the show, what Face the D20 is each number on the spin down correlates to a non-Magic the Gathering related question, so we get to know a little bit more about the lady behind the cards, so to speak. So whenever you're ready, my friend.
Okay, do I just roll it and then I just okay.
Roll it.
It's random. Yeah. Okay, it's 12.
Number 12. What's the number one thing on your bucket list?
That's number 13.
Yeah, but I forgot to get rid of that one for 12. Talking about behind the scenes. Only a producer would call me out on that. That's awesome. At number 13. Still a TV show, Ellie. I mean, we got
number one thing on my bucket list right now. I really want to save up enough money to go to Morocco. Oh. And then travel from Morocco through every country in the Middle East, and then end up in Turkey.
Oh wow! What affection do you have for
food?
Food.
Yeah. So I understand. Obviously, that's a very it's a very unstable region, unfortunately. Thanks, America. Sorry. Not to get political or anything, but it's fact. I really love traveling and I really love food, and I usually travel based on food. So nice. I just think that like Moroccan culture, that entire region, like you're talking about like cradle of civilization. You're just talking about this area where it's so rich in its culture and its food and its language. The languages, I should say, its history, and it's a shame. It's a shame that it's such an unstable place, truly, because there's so much beauty in that region. I think that people just miss, and I want to see it before it's gone. And unfortunately, that's like our actual reality these days. Is every day goes by. With every day, there are just historical sites that are ruined, that are destroyed in war, or just there's a lot of stuff that gets lost. And so anyway, it is on my bucket list. It would take me the trip that I'm thinking it would take me about 6 months.
Okay.
And then obviously I would have to get smuggled into the countries I'm not allowed into, so that would be its own kind of thing. And I'm definitely willing to do it. It's been done, so I'm willing to do it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of the food in that region, and I'm a huge fan of Arabic. I just think it's the most beautiful language. Genuinely, I think it's the most beautiful language that there is. So yeah, that's a long answer, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Pardon my ignorance. Is it anything like? It's basically Mediterranean food, right? Or
it's so Mediterranean food. If you're looking at the Mediterranean Sea, it's a little bit diverse. When you say there are similarities between Persian food, like if you think of the Persian Empire,
sure,
and how it stretched that food, that region. So that's like the Middle East itself, not Morocco, but the Middle Eastern, where old Persia, which I guess includes Turkey as well. That has a lot of similarities with like Greek food, for example. Similar ingredients and stuff. The big difference, spices are different, and then it's heavier.
Okay.
So like a lot of, when you think of Mediterranean, or when people think about Mediterranean food, a lot of people think about Greek food, and not the other side of the sea. And that is like heavier, it's spicier, it's more pungent, and it's super good. Like think of like if, I guess a really bad analogy would be like if Indian food and like Greek food, and you marry them together, kind of. It's kind of like that.
So like my favorite things ever. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I love Persian food. I love it. I'd eat it all the time. I'd be so bad, but I wouldn't care.
I was such a huge fan of like Thai food back in Vegas. I haven't really found a good Thai spot up here yet, but there's a lot of Indian culture up here, and the Indian food,
good.
And I'm sitting down like, oh, this is going to be like chicken Penang. No, it's like you said, it's a lot heavier.
Yeah.
But it's so delicious. Like it's like 3 bites and you're like, oh God, like I'm so full.
It's like you thought you were hungry.
Right.
You thought you were hungry. Yeah. So that's definitely the number one thing on my bucket list right now.
Sweet. All right, let's roll it up.
Okay. 5.
5. All right. No matter what 5 is, we'll say it. A hidden talent not a lot of people know about you.
A hidden talent that not a lot of people know about me. Hello, imposter syndrome.
Oh, stop.
It's you, my friend. I can sing.
You can sing? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I'm never gonna. I don't do it. But I can sing.
That's awesome. All right. Like trained, or you just?
I'm not trained. I mean, not since I was in high school. I stopped after high school, but.
I mean, now I wish I had a song prepared. I made Connor from Spice 8 Rack sing "I Will Survive" with me playing the bass on our episode. So
that's really intense.
If I would have known this.
Well, that's why it's a hidden talent.
Right.
That's why it's hidden.
Oh man.
So you don't know. So you can't spring it on me.
My non-hidden talent is I have no shame. So let's roll again. Let's roll again.
Also, just for the viewers, the actual 12 was what is my coffee order, and that is a grande cinnamon dolce latte.
You just wanted to brag. That's why
I did.
That's why you were mad about me glazing over the coffee order. All right, fine.
I freaking love coffee. You can't just do me like that.
I am drinking coffee.
It's my second favorite drink. It's my second favorite drink.
Yeah.
19. I got 19.
Yeah, mimosa's number 1. My lucky number 19. What is your culinary triforce? Perfect breakfast, lunch, dinner. I put dessert, but I shouldn't say that because that's not a triforce anymore.
Okay.
Shapes.
Yeah. Okay, I can answer this question.
You got this.
All right, so for breakfast, white rice, fried egg, and a salted fish.
Oh, you lost me at the fish. Oh.
What do you mean? It's delicious. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about food.
No, I was just, food and beverage manager for Caesar's Palace for like 7 years.
It's fine. No, it's actually a meal that I ate. It's this meal that I had for breakfast when I was staying in Japan. I was visiting a friend, and it was strange because I wouldn't put these things together necessarily, but it was this salted fish was, oh my God, it was so good.
Is it like a sardine or like a kipper? Like what is this salted
kipper or
fish?
Something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a sardine. It was like a. You know what? I don't know. I'll explain it to you. I don't know. I just ate it, okay? I ate it.
Okay.
It was like this salted smoked fish or whatever. I'm not a chef, okay? I just eat.
How about for lunch?
For lunch, like a caprese sort of salad. Tomatoes, mozzarella, basil, the balsamic reduction I like.
There you go.
With olives and then prosciutto.
Okay.
I take sweet capicola as well. It's fine. So I'd eat that. And then for dinner, oh God, what would I eat for dinner? Shoot, I really like Persian sumac chicken. It's really good. Also, some sort of dish that, like, I don't know about dinner. I would eat so many things. Crap. I'm trying to think about what's in my kitchen right now. I really love butter chicken.
Oh, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I love butter chicken.
Isn't it the best?
It's so good. God. It's so good. Yeah.
It is.
I think that's probably my culinary triforce, but I could be I could be convinced about other things, other options. Not about breakfast, though.
Oh, well, you're eating alone with your salted fish over there. What are you doing? Yeah, but butter chicken is, like I said, a new thing to me, and it is just delicious. Like, it's so good. It's everything I love about curry, but just like thick and just like almost like it's like curry oatmeal. With
It's
chicken.
so good.
It's so good. Stick to your
I'm
ribs
really
type
happy now.
food. All right, you got time for one more?
I do.
Let's do
I mean,
it.
I have time for all of them, but you don't. You have kids or whatever. I have 12. Oh wait, no.
Oh no! It's the damn
Just to
coffee order
answer,
again.
by the way, to answer, caramel macchiato. I'm just gonna change it every time.
It knows. It knows.
2.
Number 2. If you could relive any grade, which one would it be and why?
Oh
I'm gonna
god.
hide these from you. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you should actually. Yeah. I guess senior year of high school.
Okay.
Just because I would have picked a different major, or maybe I would have picked a different college than the one I went to.
Okay.
So that's probably it, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I didn't really like school. I was good at it because it's easy, but I don't think I would voluntarily go back in time. Like, I'm the kind of person who like left high school and I was like, never coming to this high school reunion. Like, you're not gonna see me in my 10 year or my 20 year, whatever it is. Like, I would never do it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. Like, I had friends. It wasn't like I was, I don't know. It just very medium. I was like, this is not going to be the best parts of my life. So,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you survived, face the D20. How do you feel?
I feel cheated, but okay.
You got to answer the coffee question.
I did get to answer the coffee question. That's fair. No, I thought it was fun. I like it. Yeah.
At the next Magic Fest Vegas, I owe you a coffee. How about that? To make
Oh
up
my
for it?
God, I'm not going to turn it down. Even though I don't really think you do, but I'm not going to turn it down. I will take coffee in all of its forms.
There we go. All right. Well, anything you could tease or spoil for the viewers before I let you go?
Like
Upcoming projects.
Y'all should, catch me on Twitch, and you might be seeing some cool stuff. Some Throne of Eldraine related stuff. I don't know. I can't really, can't neither confirm nor deny. Maybe there's a YouTube channel. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that I'm doing actually this month. So in the next couple months, I expect I'm ramping up my content. So I don't know.
Nice. Well,
I'm really bad about teasing things, so just follow me on Twitter and you'll find out.
There you go. Yeah, and that's a great segue again. Where can everyone find you, Ellie?
You can find me on Twitter at Ellie of the Veil, and it's spelled E-L-I. My name is not Eli. It's Ellie. I understand that the English language is spelled E-L-L-I-E or whatever it is, but I was thinking in Spanish, so we don't need that many letters.
Do people actually call you Eli?
Yeah, people call me Eli all the time, and it's very annoying. I mean, it's not that annoying. I understand, but no, it's not Eli.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. Maybe I just can't read, but I never thought to call you Eli.
It was just like, and it was so confusing at first. I was like, why do people keep thinking that my name is Eli? Like, what is it? And then I was looking at it, and I was like, this is in English. They're thinking in English. I wasn't thinking in English. This is what I get.
That's
for my Spanglish background. That's what I get.
There we go. All right. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for planeswalking in. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, I love talking Magic the Gathering, I love talking movies, all that stuff. You could do so at Orzhov Dunn. Until next time, planeswalkers, I'll see you all in the multiverse.